Pick a window. This is the Defenestrate Media Network.
The Left Show is not intended for youngsters. It's not intended for the sensitive. It's certainly not intended for right-wingers. Use your own discretion. Awful swearing.
You know who the best-looking person sitting up there was? Who was it with the cowboy hat?
No, J.M. Bell.
J.M. Bell. I don't know who that is.
He hosts a podcast.
Well, he was good-looking.
They do. I mean, it's that would have been great news if I had been there as a protester and he's like, I'm going to quit. I'd be fine with that. I'm
like, I really have nothing to say now.
That was like a special treat, sport. Thanks, buddy.
Well, I guess the thing I would have to say is, can you be like the rest of this? Can you be like the Republican senators who, when they quit, suddenly find their balls and start challenging Trump on everything he does?
No, he's going to be too busy working on his sixth bankruptcy.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. I don't know. It's all a mess. And, I've had the news on most of the day. I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but we're doing a lot less just overtly Trump news. I think that the listeners of this show, 99% of them are smart enough to know that the guy's a piece of pedophile trash. And sometimes we just, I don't feel like we need to be spending all that much time rooting around in the trash. So I look for other things. Trump is going to pop up, and he's going to pop up a lot, but I am trying to amp down how often we have to say his name. That's my plan.
I like the plan.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
So, instead of talking about that gross human individual, let's talk about Alex Jones.
Oh, goody.
Speaking of gross human individuals.
Exactly. He was on his little show, his little InfoWars show, and I'll just throw this out here to the podosphere. There's apparently a lot of money to be made in hucking, shucking, and chucking supplements. I got no problem with vitamins. Let's get some vitamins on the show, folks. Anybody have a vitamin company they would like for me to say vitamin about?
You do like vitamins.
I take them.
You do?
I take vitamins. I would enjoy. I'd enjoy talking about vitamins. I'd enjoy talking about getting your greens through some powder that you put in your water. Absolutely.
You know what?
Talk about any of that. Let's bring that here.
Let me throw out a little personal testimonial right now. I have tried AG1, and for the 3 months that I had it, and I drank it every morning, especially when I mixed it with apple juice, which, by the way, diabetics are not supposed to do.
No.
But it was really tasty, even in just water. It just happened to be particularly tasty in apple juice when we had it.
This was not brought to you by AG1. We would like them to be a sponsor.
That's why I did it. But yeah, I mean, it just comes down to, I don't think vitamins cure cancer. I don't think smells cure cancer. And I get pretty offended when people tell me that they do. But vitamins are look, I have a bottle over here. One is all the vitamins I need in a daily serving of vegetables, and one is all the vitamins I need in a daily serving of fruit, because I am poor and most of my shit is processed, and so it is cheaper to buy vitamins than it is to buy clean food.
I'm not a vitamin fan, to be honest.
Huh.
I don't like them.
Maybe a sponsor would send us some that you would like.
I'll try. I'll try them. Somebody wants to send me their vitamins.
Did you catch that, AG1? We have a skeptic. Let's win her over.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't like they taste. they stay in my throat for too long. Ugh, I just do not like vitamins. So there you go.
There's a blowjob joke in there that I am just going to wander away from. Just mosey on by. Walk on by. That's what it is. Oh, yeah. Alex Jones announced the death of InfoWars
That's a
earlier
shame.
this month. Yeah. But you had to strain to hear him because he kept slurring his words. We're getting shut down, he told Tim Pool on March 12th. We've beaten so many attacks, but now we're shutting down in the middle of next month. That'd be April for those of you that aren't paying attention. Jones, as you know, is that piece of shit that said that Sandy Hook was fake. Got sued by the parents of Sandy Hook for what, $1 billion?
Not enough.
Not enough. Not enough. He says that the chemicals in the water are making the frogs gay.
It's crazy.
Frogs are asexual, are they not?
He
Is
did
gay fly?
He did a full-on War of the Worlds kind of broadcast on for Y2K on December 31st, 1999. He was basically he was doing this thing saying all the power is out here, all of the people are, there's screaming out in the streets. He's giving this as like it's actually happening. I'm like, if the power's out, how are you broadcasting? Yeah, but he did. I mean, that's as far back. I mean, yeah, he started his public access stuff in 1999. This was the last of his radio shows, and he was actually doing this whole War of the Worlds bullshit level stuff on his radio show at the time.
It's embarrassing. He should be embarrassed to be himself.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. He should wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and be like, "Go again." Speaking of guys that look in the mirror and get a cringe, Samuel Alito seems to think that Election Day is a fucking holiday. Now, it should be.
It should.
It should be. Yeah.
Yep.
Not saying it shouldn't be. We're just saying it ain't. But yeah, Samuel Alito, the legacy of counting late arriving mail-in ballots may hinge on something as dipshit as a holiday's name. If you ask Samuel Alito, Supreme Court Justice expressed skepticism Monday about accepting mail-in ballots received after the official date of an election, even if they're postmarked on or before the date, because doing so would violate the name Election Day.
Samuel Alito has only ever celebrated his birthday on the day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll bet if you tried to throw him party early because his birthday's on a Wednesday, he'd just have a fucking conniption.
Yeah. Or if they made him postpone it until the next Saturday or something, yeah.
But yeah, autism is new.
Don't make me hit my head.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, he says, if I have nothing more to look at than the phrase Election Day, which you do, it's called military service, dumbass. I think this is the day in which everything is going to take place, or almost everything. He said in oral arguments examining the legality of a Mississippi law that allows late arriving mail-in ballots in federal elections. Because we have lots of phrases that involve two words. Now, just put a pin right there. 2 words. He said 2 words. Everybody hear that? 2 words?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
The second of which is day. Labor Day, Memorial Day, George Washington's birthday. That's 3 words, dummy.
That's 3 words, dude.
Independence Day, birthday. That's 1 word, dummy. And Election Day. That's not a holiday, dummy. It should be, but it isn't.
Should be a federal holiday, and it should have been a federal holiday since 1789, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of, can you believe we're having
here's the other thing about late arriving mail-in ballots. We have a postal system that you guys have allowed to be completely fucked over.
Yeah, you broke
by becoming mostly private. And it's like, yeah, this is it. We're not going to get ballots on the day.
Sometimes. I mean, there's nothing you can do.
I mean, our state says they must be postmarked. Our state says it must be postmarked by a certain date. It was Election Day. I think they've changed that to an earlier date. But it had to be postmarked by a certain date or it wouldn't be counted. It's that simple.
Well, and then you throw in that whole mail-in balloting's rigged shit. The system here is if you don't get it in on time, you have to take that ballot to your polling place on election day and
Right.
turn it in,
Right.
or sign an affidavit saying that you destroyed it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's Jesus Christ. I
And
mean, it
every
was
one of our politicians who are currently opposing mail-in ballots were all elected via mail-in ballot and reelected via mail-in ballot. So if we're actually committing fraud with mail-in ballots, we would have gotten rid of your dumbass a long time ago.
Yeah, if Democrats are rigging elections, why the fuck aren't we running everything right now?
Exactly.
Why is it that the presidential election totals don't count, but yours do on the same election ballot? It's just, I mean, there's so many levels of bullshit, lies, deceit coming out of GOP faces. You know, I mean, just take one look at them versus us. And I'm going to do that for a minute because we're running a little short on time. And but I mean, look at Cesar Chavez. Cesar Chavez, turns out, was a rapist.
Yeah.
We are already taking his pictures off murals. We are changing street names, everything, because that's not, we don't allow that. We do not venerate that.
But
that's why
we the Democrats aren't just doing it, We're actually working with the Latino community when we're taking down his name to make sure it's okay with them. So
they're pretty pissed too.
Yeah, they're pissed too, but we're like, is it okay if we change the name of the street? What should we change it to? How about this name? Perfect. Let's do that. And we've been doing that everywhere. So we at least work with the minority group that he's representing to make sure that it's okay, instead of just willy-nilly changing Harvey Milk Boulevard to
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk Boulevard, which I'm like, he wasn't even shot in Salt Lake City. What the fuck?
Yeah. Fuck it. If you're going to name him, there's this weird little back street on UVU campus.
Yep.
Where I used to do wheelies on my motorcycle. Name that after him. He's look, when I say this, owning mirrors, he's a fucking podcaster. There's nothing special about this guy.
Nope.
Nothing. So much so that his wife is already, I'm pretty sure she's begging Trump.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I thought it was Vance.
Oh.
I thought she was banging Vance.
Bagging Vance. I like that one.
It's not hard to get those two words combined there.
Yeah, that movie, I liked it until the real phrase that I'm not going to use, but it's basically the magical black folk.
Yeah.
Where a white guy has a problem and a magical black person shows up to solve it for him. And usually these stories take place in a heavily racist time and place. And it was a Hollywood trope for several years. And the minute I heard the trope said out loud, I immediately thought of Bagger Vance and was like, I can never watch that movie again. And look, there's not a lot of golf movies.
Nope.
What do we got left? Tin Cup?
Yeah, I was going to say Tin Cup.
I do like Tin Cup.
That's
one
Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore. There's your golf movie.
That is a hockey movie, sir.
No.
Hockey movie.
He's a hockey player, but it's not a hockey movie.
He's a hockey player in a hockey jersey using hockey pucks or hockey sticks to putt.
And making golf money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, you kind of win it there, don't you?
Yes, I
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. I'm not too proud. I am. President Trump, who I promised not to talk about, and here we go, opened his fat yap and said that he's pretty sure he nailed down, no pun intended, Lindsey Graham, the gay vote.
Okay.
Trump boasted during a phone interview with Fox News on Thursday that, quote, no Republican has ever got the gay vote like I did, end quote. And critics were quick to suggest otherwise. I think I did very well with the gay vote, he said. I even played the gay national anthem as my walk-off.
What is that?
I don't know.
I
Is it YMCA?
It's YMCA because that's what he plays at every one of his rallies. It's one of his favorite songs is YMCA.
oh,
I'm just saying most of the responses to this are, "Hey, I'm gay. What's our national anthem now?" So yeah, one of them, the tall reporter, says, "So Trump thinks YMCA is the gay national anthem."
Yep.
Malik says, "As a gay man, can someone explain to me what the gay national anthem is? I am not familiar with this song. You'd think I would be." Yep. MAGA must be big mad since they insist we only have one national anthem.
That was my favorite.
I like that one. What is the gay national anthem and why do I, as a gay, not know it? I think he thinks it's YMCA, whereas I think that we all know it's Raining Men.
That's right.
I just picture Lindsey Graham saying that, singing "It's Raining Men."
Hallelujah. It's Raining Men.
It's
Hallelujah.
raining men. I'm so happy. We're at war and it's raining men.
I can't. How do I put this? We've talked about the bubble. We've all been in the bubble. I kind of live in my own little bubble, and I'm okay with it. I know what it is. I go out from time to time and look at the non-bubble news. I don't know if you guys ever used the app Haystack News.
Not. I would love them to be a sponsor, but yeah.
After what I'm about to say, and they're a free service with a paid service, a non-commercial service, and they go out and aggregate news clips from across the spectrum. And like I said, I think it's important to know what's going on, even if it's the wrong opinions of the right. And so it does. It flips in a little Fox News, and it also flips in a little News Nation, which I usually forward. Because when the government dropped the information about UFOs, these guys went absolutely fucking feral. It was embarrassing, and I just kept having to flip through, so I couldn't take it anymore. And then we are at the end of the A block, so let me just figure it out with this last little story. Matt Schlapp, if you don't know Matt Schlapp, he's a fat, white political operative of the right. Came out on stage at CPAC, where all the white supremacists go to do that, and said, tried to scare the audience, tried to scare them by saying, "How many of you would like to see impeachment hearings?" And the crowd went nuts. And he's like, "No, that's the wrong answer. Let me try again. How many of you would like to see impeachment hearings?" People in the crowd still cheering, though it was a little less enthusiastic. He's like, "No, can someone bring coffee out for the people of CPAC? We got to keep this House majority." And it's like, okay, pedophile.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. All right. We're going to take a break real quick. When we get back on the other side, we're going to do some deep dives and then a little bit of church news.
Get hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
This week on the world's greatest comic book podcast, JC and JM assembled to bring you all the news and reviews of the week. We remember Valerie Perrine, Sam Keith, Nicholas Brendan, James Token, and Chuck Norris.
I'm just going to let that one go.
In Tinseltown, For All Mankind gets a 6th season. Starfleet Academy won't get a 3rd season.
That's fucking tragic.
And Star Trek Year One seems to be more than a rumor.
So was this 4th Star Trek movie.
We watched Daredevil Born Again, Monarch, War Machine, The Madison, Expendables, and Project Hail Mary.
Excite.
In comic books, CBCS was closed by its new owners. Distillery is back, and Boom is restructured.
It's an interesting word for it.
We read Superman Spider-Man #1, Gatchaman #16, Feral #21, and 20th Century Boys Volume 1. All that and the real cause of the Buffy cancellation.
Spoiler alert, it's an asshole.
Face Front, True Believers, it's the world's greatest comic book podcast. Available Tuesdays on thecomicbookpodcast.com and just about anywhere you can find podcasts.
Did you hear the Burger King got Dairy Queen pregnant?
Oh, really?
Yeah, forgot to wrap his Whopper. All right, here we come. Jesus Christ. You know what, though? The YouTube people get that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they do. Because we are recording for YouTube.
Oh, I got to remember that during breaks.
Yeah, keep your top on, babe. So, all right, what I am doing now is setting the timer, the 3-minute timer. We're going to each take a turn doing a deep dive on some important issue for you. Could be fresh, could be historical. Doesn't matter. The only rule is you got 3 minutes and then you got 2 minutes to defend whatever the fuck you said. Because if we do it any longer than that, we run long and I don't get to the GOP Jesus stuff we want to get to today.
And we want to get to that.
We do. So we're going to start. I'm going to play the sounder here in just a second, and then we'll start with JC. It's time for the Left Show's Deep Dives. Every week, your intrepid hosts take a detailed look at important topics from across the globe that matter to you, whether you know it or not. Let's see how this goes. Best of luck, folks.
This is from an article from the Homeland. Over half of Scottish mothers say it does not make financial sense to return to work because of the soaring cost of childcare. Now, I think any American mother, and I'm sure Tiffany can ratify this, any American mother would say, yeah, that's been going on for a long time here. You go back to work, let's say you're working a regular job, you're making, above minimum wage, but not above the poverty level. And if you have an infant, your child care is going to basically be your paycheck. That was a consideration my wife and I had after we had our first child, she's like, okay, well, I guess I can go back to work in a few months after he was born. And we looked at the cost of a newborn going into daycare in our area. And I said, so your paycheck would pay for his daycare. So basically we're paying them so you can just go back to work. I mean, it wasn't like she was in a career or anything in that job, so it just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
The Pregnant Then Screwed charity is calling on the Scottish government to make childcare funding fairer. So they do in Scotland. They have funded childcare to help working mothers, and the charity's State of the Nation survey found 66.1% agree or strongly agree childcare costs are the same or more than their income. Again, why should I go back to work if I'm just going to pay it all to childcare? How am I supposed to pay rent? How am I supposed to buy groceries? Particularly if you're in their case, pregnant then screwed, which means you're pregnant and don't have any other source. You're basically a single mother with no other source of income. So, at least in Scotland, they do try to help you with childcare. They just need to do better. It would be nice if we got help with childcare at all in this country. And that is my soapbox.
That's good.
That's good. Yeah, I agree. I was in the same boat, really, with
Mhm.
3 little kids at home, and it's expensive. And I don't think that I don't have a problem with how much childcare costs because what they're with your child and they're taking care of your child. Um, but we need to be making more money to afford childcare. So
Precisely. And
Because
go ahead.
childcare workers are not getting rich off being childcare workers. I know
No,
3
they're
of them,
not.
and they're poorer than I am. And they work with children all day.
Mhm.
yeah,
Not their children, other people's children. Wow.
that's hard. It's hard enough to stay home with your own kids.
And then when it's a newborn, there's so many more levels of care that you have to provide.
Yeah.
And we're right now here in the United States. I made the joke, and it's unfortunately not a joke. It's true. When my parents were coming up, um, my dad could go to work, my mom could be a stay-at-home mom, and they could afford to pay rent. They could afford to buy. They were able to afford to buy a house. They had 2 cars. Always had 2 cars. They were able to do a lot of things with their money, with my dad's money, and he was a functionally illiterate steel worker, and they were able to do all that with his money. By the time I was able to come up into the world, I had both my wife and I had to work in order to make rent and make ends meet, and we couldn't do any of the shit that they could do. And then we had to make a choice as to whether she went back to work and her paycheck paid daycare, or she just stayed home and we didn't bother paying daycare, which made more sense. Um, and nowadays, it's like you can be married and just starting out, but you've got to have a roommate, an adult roommate who's also working full time so you can make your rent.
Dale.
Yeah.
Name's Dale.
Yeah.
What do you do with
And that's the
Dale?
case.
Doesn't clean the bathroom. Always eats my fucking yogurt. Fucking Dale.
I think we're
Fucking
seeing a
Dale.
lot more families living together,
Mhm.
grandparents and
But if
grandkids.
everybody in the house has to work in order to make ends meet, who can take care of the kids? You still have to have daycare,
Yeah.
especially
Yep.
little kids. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go. Do you want to go next or you want to go last?
It's up to you.
You ready to go? Let's go with you. Ladies and gentlemen.
Will you wait? Pause.
Okay,
Sorry.
we're pausing.
No, just tell me. I don't have my timer up, so
I will put the timer up.
good because this is a good one,
All right.
guys.
Here we go. In 3, 2.
Picture this. It's the 1960s. The space race is peaking. NASA has the rockets. They have the math. Shout out to Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson. Watch the movie Hidden Figures if you haven't seen it.
Wonderful.
So
Yeah.
good.
Such a great movie.
So we have the mathematicians, but they have one massive embarrassing problem. NASA cannot get their astronauts to move in the suits. So these suits were made of tin cans, and they were so rigid, the air pressure inside would push it right back out, and they were literally fighting their own clothes. So NASA put out a call to the biggest military contractors in the world, and they to design a suit that would actually work, and all of them failed. So who did NASA turn to?
Women.
Yes,
Yes.
a bra company, specifically Playtex.
Oh, wow.
I'm not joking. 2 minutes. Okay. So when these military guys were trying to build these armors for space, the folks behind the famous Cross Your Heart bra showed up with a completely different philosophy. They understood something that the engineers didn't: support and flexibility. What you need. They just understood how a human body moves and the fabric and rubber without it pinching and blowing up like a balloon. But NASA was really skeptical. They made them compete, and hands down, they won. Their suit was the only one. And then just to finish it off, these women, they hand sewed all of these astronaut suits. Each astronaut had 3. And they had to be so precise. We're talking a tolerance of 1/64th of an inch. And if a needle nicked the rubber layer just once, the suit would leak and the astronaut, no more astronaut.
Right.
So there were no pins allowed in the room. These women literally stitched a path to the moon layer by layer, using the same techniques as undergarments that lifted and separated. So the next time you think of space and their suits, just know it's Playtex, bra makers. And that's why we're where we are.
Smarter. Working smarter, not harder.
Right.
I see no problem with the thought that all the dudes in the military industrial complex were trying to build fucking armor plated spacesuits. That does not surprise me at all.
There's like, they were thinking it's got to be like a submarine. And so they were basically building submarine suits for these people. Yeah. But so now so you're saying when I think of space, I have to think of boobs? I always think of boobs. Yeah.
Giant leap for mankind required a really, really well-made bra.
Well
That's
done.
right.
There you go.
Okay. All right. That was fun. I like that one.
Yeah.
What? I thought you were doing something else.
I'm saving that one.
Okay. That one, because the other one's a warning.
Is it? I can't remember now.
To poisoning the patriarchy?
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. That one scares the shit out of me.
We'll circle back to that one.
We can get back to it. Yeah, absolutely. Hell, fuck it. You write it the right way. I'll do it on mansplaining. Oh, yeah. That's another project I'm resurrecting.
Oh, good.
I love mansplaining.
I was playing around with Patreon since we didn't record last weekend. And I wanted to give them some content to listen to. And I found one of my old mansplainings and was like, I really miss doing those. Those were a lot of fun. So I am going to start doing them again. Probably in the next couple of weeks. I don't know. For some reason, I've decided to do show business here. We're going to record Gen X with myself and Braxton Bunnell starting next week. So that'll be Thursday after the next Thursday, I believe. Then that will come out. And then we're almost there with animated conversations with our good friend, Chris Palmer. He and I sat down for a lunch meeting here about 2 weeks ago and kind of got our shit ironed out and figured out, we've been dragging our feet too long. It's time to get started. Mm-hmm. All right. Our last deep dive today is me. I'm going to talk about church and state. Let me get my timer ready. Let's be honest. The separation of church and state has become one of the most attacked ideas in America. And it's not an accident. Because if you can convince people it's fake, you can start rewriting what this country is. Here's the reality. The idea didn't come from nowhere. It came from people that had already seen what happens when religion and power mix. James Madison wasn't guessing, he was reacting. Reacting to governments that force people to fund churches they didn't believe in, that punishes dissent, that turns faith into obedience. So James Madison drew a line, not to attack religion, but to protect the exercise of it. And that's what the First Amendment actually does. It says government does not get to pick your religion, and your religion doesn't get to control the government. That balance is the foundation of the entire fucking system. And now the balance is under extreme pressure because there's a growing movement. Call it what it is. It's Christian nationalism that says America is a Christian nation and that it should be governed like one. And that sounds really harmless to people, most of whom call themselves Christian, until you ask the obvious question, whose version of Christianity? And that's really what it runs down to. Before the Christian right, Christianity was basically segregated into weird fiefdoms.
Yeah.
So whose version of Christianity? Because the second government starts choosing, somebody else gets pushed out. And that's not freedom, that's favoritism. And history is very clear on this. When religion gets political power, it stops being about belief and starts being about control. When the government picks a side in religion, it stops representing everyone and only represents certain someones. And that's the trade, that's the risk, and it's not hypothetical. You're already seeing it in debates over education, law, and public policy, where belief is being pushed into places it was never meant to go and it was never meant to dominate. And the uncomfortable truth of it is, if you think your religion should shape government, you'd better be ready for the day someone else's religion does. Because power changes hands. It always does. And any rule that you create today, you don't get to control tomorrow. That's why Madison and the founders of this country built a system that refuses to choose sides, not because they didn't believe in God, which a lot of them didn't, but because they believed in freedom, real freedom, the kind where your faith is yours or your absolute lack of faith, not something enforced, approved of, or filtered by the state.
Mm-hmm.
So separation of church and state is not anti-religion. It's the only reason religion is still free in this country. You take that away, you don't get more faith, you get less freedom for everyone. I went 5 seconds over.
Snaps. That's good.
That felt nice.
That's true. True story. You know, I follow Monty Mander on Instagram, catch her videos all the time. She grew up a Christian nationalist, in a Christian nationalist family, actually went to divinity school. She was educated. She got her master's degree in Jerusalem at a Christian school in Jerusalem. And she is the most liberal, anti-religious individual you'll hear now when she speaks. But she does kind of a church thing where, you know, she'll sit and explain the Bible to you in ways that you've never understood it.
Sure.
But when she talks about her Christian nationalist family, you know, everybody was freaking out about Sharia law back 25 years ago, right? Well, we can't let this country fall into Sharia law. That's what Christian nationalism is. It's Sharia law, just with Jesus instead of Muhammad in there. That's it.
What? This.
Yeah. It's white supremacy. And let me tell you, once they get rid of the Muslims and then the Hindus and then the Buddhists and then the atheists and then the Catholics and then the Mormons, they're going to start turning on every one of you little Protestant groups. Doesn't matter if you're Southern Baptist or not. They're coming after you because you will not believe as they do.
You know what, though? As much as I want to agree with you, they'll change their minds to agree with them.
Yeah.
You know, these were the people that broke into a pizza shop with no fucking basement, looking for the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Some asshole MAGA who named himself after the least used letter of the alphabet said so.
Yeah.
And they were pissed about pedophilia. And then all of a sudden they find out that their fearless leader is a pedophile. And they're like, well, you know, maybe she looked 14. It's creepy. It's creepy as fuck.
Yes.
All right. I think that wraps up Deep Dives, which takes us to, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for GOP Jesus.
For alas, he has risen. It's time for the Left Show's This Week in GOP Jesus. Every week, Republicans across America trot out their false version of Jesus and take his name in vain. The Left Show takes the best example of Republican messaging in Christ's name and awards it the GOP Jesus Wanker of the Week.
Woo!
Oh, God.
Stand by. I got a sounder for that. This is me over here realizing I have yet another edit point on YouTube. Nobody will see this. I'll cut it out. But this is me going, cut here. That's what that is. Okay.
We need to get you a slate so you can just snap it real fast and know that you're cutting. Yeah.
Yep. That would be prime, but we're still working on that. The fundraiser's not going well.
Yes.
Okay, hang on. Here we go. Pete Hegseth's pastor. I'll bet that guy's a piece of fucking work.
Mm-hmm.
Brooks Pottinger. His last name is Pottinger.
Pottinger.
Says he wants James Tallarico to die. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was on Team Crockett, but this is a little extreme.
Yeah.
I like this. I like Tallarico. I you know, we know I have no belief system at all. in the supernatural like he does, but the way he presents supernatural beliefs make me feel safe with the idea of him being in power, because he understands,
I agree with.
and he understands compassion, and he understands the, the plight of the working man and woman, and I like him. But Brooks Pottinger says we want him crucified with Christ. Says he prays that God kills him. I think your Jesus, James Tallarico's Jesus, come from two completely different fucking countries, sport.
Well, it's pretty clear that Pottinger's Jesus is the GOP Jesus.
It's creepy. It's very creepy. I don't care for it. It is. Anyway, Brooks Pottinger, an evangelical pastor who's been described as Hegseth's closest spiritual advisor. Oh boy, it's
Pete Hegseth, who considers himself a crusader of God, who when we went to war with Iran said, I am going to bring about the second coming of Jesus. I'm bringing about Armageddon. He believes it too.
Yeah, all he's really done is make shit more expensive.
Yep.
Fucking men.
I mean, really, when you think of Pete Hegseth and Brooks Pottinger, it's like if date rape was an Olympic sport.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, yeah. Geez. Anyway, he was on the podcast, The Reformation Red Pill. Yeah. They referred to the Texas Democrat as, quote, a wolf, quote, a demon, quote, a snake. They talked about what they
fucking animal.
Yeah, becomes of Tallarico. Then first and foremost, we pray that a man like this would be cut to the heart.
Isn't that a song?
He's a cut to the heart.
That's shot to the heart.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Put him in the category of public enemies and, quote, those you are not called to love. Sorry, sport. Jesus said love everybody.
It said you're called to love everyone. Yep.
Yeah. All right. That's the end of this one. Give us a second and we'll be right back with Block C.
Snakes, zombies, sharks, heights, speaking in public. The list of fears is endless. But while you're clutching your blanket in the dark, wondering if that sound in the hall was actually a footstep, the real danger is in your hand, when you're behind the wheel. And while you might think a great white shark is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In a world where MAGA is banning and burning books, it is a revolutionary act to read. It's Monday in America is a bold collection from the Left Show's J.M. Bell about politics, family, aging, and the uncomfortable truths we keep avoiding. No talking points, just real life in a divided country. Order your copy of It's Monday in America today for just $14.99 at mondayinamerica.com. If you're looking to feel hopeful or inspired, or if you're just frustrated and unsure about where we're headed, this book provides a unique look at the life of a Gen X liberal, the challenges and victories, and the question, what kind of world have we built for our children? It's Monday in America. $14.99 at mondayinamerica.com. It's Monday in America. Better to die on your feet than live on your knees.
For some reason, you are still listening to The Left Show. All right, then, here's some more of that, I suppose.
Remember when I said we weren't going to talk about Trump anymore?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So...
I can't pass this headline up, though.
Donald Trump threatened to bomb the ever-loving shit out of Iranian power plants, knocking out the power for a nation of 90 million people.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that will cause the people of Iran to rise up and overthrow the regime, something U.S. and Israel were apparently convinced would happen within 2 weeks of the war's start. We're now in week, 5? And there's no sign of an uprising. anytime soon. I don't know, man. I live there. I'd be dead already.
Mm-hmm.
I would have failed an uprising. I'd leave my fucking address on the website. I'd do something stupid and they'd come and get me. But you got to imagine that the people of Iran are terrified of their fucking government. Half of them were probably wondering who the fuck dropped the bombs on them.
Yeah.
Until they were told and found out it was us. Because it was. But it should be noted that deliberately targeting civilian infrastructure like power plants is a war crime. Not that America gives a shit about that sort of thing anymore.
Nope.
So
it's not a war crime when America does it, they say.
Yep. So reporter asked Trump the question, if you end up hitting Iranian power plants, how is that different than what Russia is doing to Ukraine? Trump said, well, I think it's a lot different. I'm not a fan of what Russia is doing either, just so you understand, but it's a lot different. No, it's not.
It's not any different.
The only difference is you're the one blowing shit up, dummy.
Mm-hmm.
Collins, the reporter, asked the follow-up question. You said there's many points of agreement with Iran. Can you give us a few? Trump, like 15 points. Collins, is that Iran said yes to? Trump, they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. That's number 1, 2, and 3. Collins, they've said yes to that? Trump, they agreed to that. Meanwhile, Iran's like, who the fuck is talking to Trump? We're not talking to Trump.
The ghost of the dead president that told him he should have bombed Iran.
No, it's like the kid working at McDonald's answering the phone.
What is an Iranian McDonald's called?
Yes, sir. Do you want falafel with that?
It's Ayatollah's Burger Barn. 2 A's standing on next to each other. That's what it is. The golden A. No?
The what?
Anyway, right now Iran is threatening to turn the Strait of Hormuz into a tollway. Pay us money or we'll blow up your boat. Seems to be a pretty effective marketing strategy.
You're not gonna have anybody welshing on the tolls there, are you?
You
Can I get a yearly pass is what I would be asking at that point.
Yeah, but you can walk faster than a boat runs away for like the first half an hour.
Especially one of those boats.
Yep.
Some idiot was saying, oh, just speed up. We're like the slowest moving boat on the ocean, and you're telling it to speed up.
Yeah, we're at 6.5 knots. That's like 7 miles an hour. You can literally
powerful engine. We have the most powerful engines in these things, and we can only reach 6.5 knots because we're dragging all this oil. Yeah.
Well, basically, let me do this with water. Water weighs 8.2 pounds per gallon.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, we'll get the calculator. 8.2 times. Oh, these things carry what? About 3 million gallons?
Around that, yeah.
3, 1, 2, 3. So that would be 24,600,000 pounds of water in one of these. I'm thinking oil weighs more because it's thicker and viscous.
Yeah.
But still, it's got an engine that needs to move 24 million pounds of something. It's not going to go fast, you fucking idiots. It's not a speedboat. This isn't a Bond film from the late 70s. Little niche targeting there.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, there's a lot of speedboat fights in those Bond films, weren't there?
I loved it. I loved every time they had them. Yeah.
Me too. It's like the best part. I love a good chase scene. Yeah.
I believe you're full of shit right now.
I'm trying to participate in the conversation.
Yeah, boats. Fucking boats. Yeah. So anyway, Trump's war boner's starting to deflate. He's not having as much fun as he was at the beginning. They thought the thing was going to be over in a couple of days, and it's not. They've had a long time to stockpile weapons, you fucking morons.
You know who else thought it would be over in a couple of days? George W. Bush and Ashcroft thought it would be over in a couple of days when they invaded Iraq.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, honest to God, if we just stayed in Afghanistan would be a fucking garden state right now.
Yep.
But instead, we pulled everybody out. We invaded a country that had nothing to do with nothing at the time, except for just being assholes to its own people. Which, look, yeah. Do I think that the Iraqis are better off without Saddam Hussein in charge? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we fix what we broke so that they could actually have an effective government?
Oh, God, no.
Nope. We just ride in, we break shit, and we disappear and wonder why everybody hates us. So the Department of Justice accidentally gave Congress damning evidence against Trump, says Jamie Raskin. President Trump took classified documents related to his private business interests from the White House in 2021. According to materials, the Justice Department apparently provided the House Judiciary Committee. Representative Jamie Raskin, the committee's top Democrat, suggested in a letter to U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi that the new documents were handed over by mistake in a slapdash effort to discredit the dormant criminal case against Trump.
Oopsie.
Yep. Quote, these new disclosures suggest that Donald Trump stole documents so sensitive that only 6 people in the entire U.S. government had access to them, that the documents President Trump stole pertain to his business interest, and that Susan Wiles, then CEO of Donald Trump Super PAC, witnessed President Trump showing off a classified map to passengers on his private plane. Raskin asked Bondi to tell lawmakers in a classified setting who was on the plane, what the map showed, and which of Trump's various business interests were relevant to the documents. The letter includes an image of an aircraft manifest with a redacted passenger list from the 2022 flight from Florida to New York. That's fucked up.
Yep.
Is what I'm saying.
He took documents that they're not even supposed to leave the building that they're sitting in. Like you go into a special room to look at them. And the president is the only one who gets special dispensation to have it brought to his office. Then it's supposed to go right back to that building.
Oh my God, he probably has orange tanner all over those papers.
Oh, no shit. Yeah.
What I remember,
and grease from his Big Macs. Yeah.
What I remember hearing back at the time was that a lot of it was photocopies of sensitive documents that are not allowed to leave the building, that you have to sign in, sign out, read in a special room, and that these fuckers just walked them over to the Xerox machine, which is expressly not allowed for top secret documents, and made a bunch of.
Yep.
This makes me crazy because I just want to yell, but her emails.
It's a good yell. That's a solid yell.
God.
Right there.
Yep.
REI, the outdoor folk, their workers have authorized a boycott of REI's retailers' anniversary sale. Workers who are fighting for a union contract at REI have authorized a boycott of the outdoor retailer during its biggest sale of the year. The union said Wednesday that an overwhelming majority of workers from 11 organized stores voted in favor of the move this week. If the boycott proceeds, the union would be asking customers not to shop at REI's anniversary sale, scheduled in May. The company is now unilaterally implementing cuts to benefits, starting wages, and raises for REI union workers, which led union members to take the critical next step. The union said in a statement, the final call on the boycott will be made on May 1st, leaving open the possibility that the two sides can get their shit together and then REI stops acting like a corporate asshole. You're REI. You're not supposed to be a corporate asshole.
So they got a week to get their shit together and try to fix this. Otherwise, it's a boycott, folks. Not that I can really afford to go shopping at REI. I'm mostly an outdoor.
Don't take the teeth out of it.
Yeah.
No,
But,
I will not be shopping at REI, sir. I'm boycotting them with vigor.
I'm boycotting REI. I will not shop there. No.
Take my stack of quarters elsewhere, sir. Buy shoelaces at the grocery. Yeah. Yeah, overwhelming majority are like, you know what? Fuck us. We don't deserve your business.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important. Glasgow residents. It's just, there's so many fucking acronyms, and the one in the headline is the one I don't know what it means.
What the goodness sakes?
But Glasgow residents launch objection to TRNSMT's plan to show Scotland at the World Cup.
So
Basically,
Transmit is a it's a big they basically sell tickets and stuff. They're Ticketmaster for Scotland.
Oh, it's a clever name, not an acronym.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it now. So, lodging an objection to licensing application, Merchant City and Trongate Community Council, the MCTCC, said the screening would, quote, create serious disturbances to residents, entail safety and security risks, and add to public transport concerns, end quote. Basically, what they want to do is at this outdoor venue where everything is supposed to shut down at night. They want to, after the shows are finished, because of the time difference and the time zone difference, play the World Cup game that Scotland is guaranteed to be at.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know.
The 3 games it's guaranteed to be at, they want to play it in a park with the game starting around 11 o'clock p.m. their time. Yeah.
Now, if I lived in the neighborhood, I might be a little upset, except for the fact that this is an area of the world that's fucking soccer mad.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when Scotland wins and the hooligans burn the park down, I can imagine being a local resident and being a little bitchy about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I got $5 that says you were standing there watching when it happened.
I was going to say, some of them probably helped. They are brutal.
They really
These
are.
fans are. I mean, it cracks me up, but
Glasgow's the worst. They actually almost got football banned in Scotland because of Glasgow Rangers versus Glasgow Celtics fans and the level of hooliganism they got into. So yeah.
Yep. I don't know. If I were in Glasgow during the World Cup, I would, by God, be at that fucking park.
Yep.
As long as across the street from that park was a pub in which I could have a beverage or two.
Oh, the nice thing is all the pubs can stay open as long as they have as long as they have their TV license, meaning that they have the license to have television and show sports games. They have to have it, and they would have had to have gotten it by now because the games are coming up. So, yeah, they would have had to have it by now. So basically, yeah, you could. Otherwise, yeah, everything shuts down in Scotland by 10 o'clock. Most shops close at 6 o'clock in Scotland. So.
Yeah. Yeah, your nightlife is food that comes out of trucks and pubs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm okay with that.
Me too.
I love pub food. I love truck food.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start a food truck that does pub food. No, I don't. What I want to do is start a food truck that does like 3 basic sandwiches: grilled cheese, ham and cheese, ? Right?
Right.
The sandwiches are $2, $3, $4. We don't make change.
It's just not having it your way.
Yeah, you got a 5. Here it is. You want something special on that? No, I make perfect sandwiches. You get it my way. That's my plan. And because they've got those restaurants where they yell at people, where the waitresses are
rude.
Yeah, I think this would work. I think this would work fucking great. And the best part, no fryers.
Oh, yeah.
No fryers. Yeah.
If you're doing pub food, you just have a van in the heat full of fucking fryers.
Ugh.
But if I'm making sandwiches, all I need are refrigerators, and those things can blow the hot air outside.
You'll need a hot plate to do your grilled cheese, obviously. And toast your
Oh,
sandwich.
yeah. A couple of George Foremans.
Yeah, and then you've got then you just got some bags of crisps to hand out, or potato chips, as they call them here.
No. Just 3 sandwiches.
Just 3 sandwiches.
Man.
Just 3 sandwiches.
Ugh. And you should not give change out either.
No change.
Yeah, just
$2, $3, $4, no
done.
change. You got a 20? I'm sorry. You
Tip.
want an extra sandwich? You know what I mean?
You'll have to do your math so the tax is included in your $3, $4, $3, $4, $5, or whatever.
It is easier to do it that way than to try and figure it out on the front end. When you just take, this is what I made, this is what I spent, these are my taxes, the rest is mine to swim in naked.
Mm-hmm.
If you can swim.
I can swim.
You're a good swimmer.
I used to be. I'm buoyant now, at least. I'm more buoyant than I was when I was a good swimmer. So at least I won't sink.
One of my kids randomly, we were talking about you, I guess, said that you do not look like you know how to swim. I was like, what?
That's a random fucking thing to say.
I know.
I'm like, you saw the swim team. What?
I had a state record for 2 years.
Yeah.
It was like, maybe it was just kind of like a joke, like, yeah, he looks like he doesn't know how to swim. Jeff looks like he doesn't know how to swim.
One of her kids said I look like fucking Jim Gaffigan once. And it's like, I still haven't forgiven him for that.
Well,
That
I
was
would
like
not forgive.
12 years ago.
Don't care. That was a dick thing to say.
That's right. I agree with
All
that
right,
one.
gang. We're going to go do Patreon now at patreon.com/defendmedia, where every week that we record, we provide special value in custom content for our Patreon family. That's patreon.com, DEFEN media. I like it over there. You should join us. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, I'd like to thank Tiffany and JC. Thanks, you guys,
You're
for
welcome,
helping.
America.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Oh, you guys want to do sign-offs?
Oh.
No?
No, sure. What are we what?
Well, you're Punch the Patriarchy.
Oh, yeah.
So go ahead. Punch the Patriarchy.
Punch the Wait, I messed it up.
All right, we'll try it again next week.
Okay. It's too late now. Now it's weird.
Very weird.
If you've made it this far, you might as well join us on Patreon. Patreon.com/DefenMedia. This episode and more always available at www.theleftshow.com.